100% off the strength, man.
Off the strength.
Can't get that off the strength.
What's good, everybody? What's good? Welcome back to yet another episode of Off the Strength. We're giving you the inside look into all things wellness culture. I'm a trainer called Tony, and of course, with me, I have a gentleman of extraordinary league, a well-dressed one at that.
KR Jones is in the building.
That's right, folks. We are back. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all type from near and far, you are now in store for a treat. Ain't that right, Brother Jones?
Oh, most definitely. We've been blessed to know this fitness community well.
We do.
If you will. And I can say that, you know, last time we had Brother Mitch in here, right? And I gave him his flowers. Mm-hmm. Now, I want the listeners to know that when I gave Mitch his flowers, I went down the list of like, yo, he was the first dude that I seen with a 7 to 3 kind of schedule booked. But he was number 2.
Okay.
Right? For the record.
I see.
He was number 2.
I see you.
Now, number 1 in that gym that we don't speak of.
We can't speak of it. We shan't.
Was this young lady that is here with us today.
Okay.
Now, I will say that when I came into this gym and my young, you know, wet behind the ears self, I had to study 2 people. Mitch was one. Morit Summers was the first.
Let's make some noise for Morit one time. Make some noise, everybody in the studio. What's up, Mo? How you been?
Hi.
You know, we have championed this woman multiple times on the show already.
So many times.
The record will reflect that we have talked about her and her other co-founders inside of Form Fitness for multiple episodes on this show.
And bonus, Shipwrecked
As well. Has gotten many a product.
Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Francine. You know, all the above.
Yes. And I had the pleasure of being underneath the expert tutelage at some points and times inside of this beautiful location inside of Brooklyn Heights, Form Fitness, folks. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, they come in and they're really preaching this inclusive fitness practice. Now, I'm going to tell you that I might have stuck out a little bit, you know, from time to time, but everybody else seemed like they was pretty welcome on that side, Mo.
Well, you know, I had to make sure that you knew I was watching.
I appreciate it. I love every single second of it because that is what you should do as you keep and roost inside your own space. So I'm excited to have you here. I'm excited to talk about it. And Brother Jones, I want to hear the rest of these flowers, man.
Now, as I alluded to earlier, right? We worked in this box gym. And when I talk about people putting up numbers consistently, right? And training these high-end people, training, you know, the top of the 1%.
You better believe it.
If you will. And really just kind of owning that business, that savviness, right? So Mo, of course, you did that, but we're going to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
Way back.
We're going to take you back to the beginning.
Okay.
You know
You're going to have to remind me. I've forgot a couple things.
No, for sure.
Hit the rewind.
That's what I'm here for. We're going to hit the rewind a little bit. Now, before we tell the people, you know, what it is you do and who you are, we like to start it off by asking, where were you when you fell in love with this thing we call wellness?
I was 14 and I had a trainer that made me enjoy movement.
Wow. Let's hear about this person.
So, young kid, gym class, you know, presidential fitness, all the shit that makes you feel like shit.
Oh, yeah.
I sucked
little
at that.
patches.
I was mad at them damn pull-ups at that point.
Everything,
The
right?
sit and reach test got me every time.
Everything. And I always felt like out of place, like in gym, all of it. And so I was like, I was the fat kid, so I wanted to fit in. I wanted to lose weight. So I joined the local gym and I got set up with a personal trainer, and she was this, you know, she was a young woman. She's probably like 20 something at the time. And of course I looked up to her because she was fit and beautiful and whatever. She was also like really nice. And we got along really well, and I lost a bunch of weight that summer. But I also grew because I was 14 years old, right? Like I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I did fall in love with movement because it took me a really long time, and I like realize it now, not in that moment. I think what I loved the most was that I got to do fitness for me and not surrounded by my peers. Right. So like in gym class, in sports, you are put under some version of pressure, whether it's self-proclaimed pressure or not. You're always trying to like perform for them. But at the gym, even if there were like older dudes and other people, I didn't know any of them. So it didn't matter. I was there for me. And that's when I fell in love with fitness.
Wow. So it was a little bit of anonymity plus the freedom of seeing somebody else, or empowerment, I should say, from seeing somebody else that was kind of doing it already that brought you in there. I love that. That's a great place to start. And I mean, it just makes me reminiscent of some of those early days where, again, Mo, we never worked together, but I feel like I've seen you forever in this space. Because this is not just my neighbor, but also like the second time we were neighbors somehow. Which Brooklyn is really not that small.
No,
so to
it's
see
not.
the same person come back and forth, it's like I feel like I've known you this whole expanse, and similarly to Kyle, I've seen your success and I've seen the the professionalism and the way that you carry yourself inside the gym. And I mean, every time I would be in there, probably not doing my job, I see you doing your job. So I always appreciated it, and it's like, hey, we must be doing similar things because we keep crossing paths inside here. So I like to hear this origin, Kyle.
Most definitely. I mean, I shared a sentiment of being the thicker kid when I was younger too, and by the time I hit 12, that was kind of like my growth spurt. So I tell people all the time, like, I've been the same height since I was 12, but like over time, my body has changed.
Right.
But that just speaking to, growing up in that school environment, everyone just kind of zoning in on the kids and, competition is rising and things of that nature. Now, I know you have this competitive spirit.
Yes.
Right. You talked about, not wanting to, what I mean, be seen necessarily, but I know you and I know this drive that you have. Talk to me about where that started to create itself and start to show.
The first time I can remember being really competitive was playing broomball in college, which was an intramural sport. Have you heard of broomball?
I was about to say, wait, hold on. We got to pull that back.
Yeah, what type of Harry
with a
Potter
broom
stuff is broomball?
I was like, wait a minute.
Broomball is phenomenal. Okay. So it's on ice in sneakers.
You lost me already.
I was about to say, you see this boot that I got on right now? This is traumatic.
With a plastic like broom and a small ball. And it's like hockey, but not. And you play, the games can be anywhere from like 8 p.m. to like 3 a.m. Any day of the week, right? You just get put on a schedule. Now you could never catch me at 3 a.m. playing broomball, but
3 a.m. broomball.
hell yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I found my competitive side because I like really wanted to win.
If you showed up to the game at 3 a.m., I'm imagining you had to come home with a win. That's how I would take it.
Okay.
I
mean, I've done a lot in my college years per se, but broomball takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
It was Edward 40 hands.
Hell yeah.
Edward 40 hands, little Canadian beer dart.
And then broomball is coming in a close
That's how
third.
I celebrated the finishing the PT class, the NSCA exam, Edward 40 hands.
I'm seeing broomball. See, we got the masterful Eden over on the sideline.
Sneakers.
I did not think this was a real thing.
Oh no, it's legit.
This is actually
There's
in a proper
a lineage of broomball.
I was gonna say, look at this photo.
It's like this started back. They took this all the way back.
when it's a black and white photo of
Look
an
at
origin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. So broomball is a thing. All right.
Yes, it
Never have I ever, but this is the first time.
By the way, I was Sorbo. I just want
Sorbo.
you guys to know that we picked names of like, cool action dudes, and I was Kevin Sorbo. I just want everyone to know that.
Is that in fact? So Kevin Sorbo was Hercules, right?
Hell
I was
yeah.
like, wait a second.
Hell yeah.
I was lost.
There we
I was
go.
looking for help.
There we go.
Look at
I was
that.
like,
Look
I
at
remember.
that.
I was like,
but I was
The Young
really all
Adventures of
about
Hercules and Xena.
The princess.
Totally fair.
Xena was.
Totally fair.
I feel like you got a yodel in you.
I do.
We're gonna get that out before the end of the show.
Not
I'm
yet.
gonna need that.